So, this video is specifically to talk about Modern Warfare 2 in terms of as a game in of itself. And it's basically gonna be the good, the bad, and not necessarily the ugly, but like the good, the bad, and the memes, I guess, more or less. I'm gonna basically be bouncing around on a bunch of whole different topics, but I will say most of them will be good with a few critiques here and there, just in general, but they're less game related, they're more community and the developer related. But first thing is, obviously, as I mentioned a little bit in the camo video that went up yesterday, if you haven't seen it, there is a little bit of me talking in it, but it's mainly to showcase all the Orion weapons except for the Riot Shield. And it's more or less of a time capsule type thing. It's not necessarily a thing where it's going to be anything related to that, but it's a bunch of music from the YouTube audio library. But the overall challenge of the game in terms of that camo grind especially was there was a challenge to it in the fact that it was just endurance. There was no difficulty. It was just you had to sit through the grueling process of unlocking everything. The grueling process of getting all the challenges done. All of them were basically the same challenges with a few different nuances here and there, but most of them were the same. I definitely feel like the reward was 100% worth it, at least for me. Because I like the Master Camo grind, I always have. I just think that for a camo grind to be... For me to be as like a difference in sort of like grind, Damascus, I just felt dead inside with Damascus. With DM Ultra, well, I was very depressed because that was the same day I had something significant happen in the family. It wasn't as grueling. I was just like, yes, we got it, hell yeah. Similarly with Dark Aether, very similar. Like, even that was kind of a bug. I finished it all out proper, but it was very much like a yes, I got it. Vanguard was the exception where it was very similar to Damascus, but it was for a much more worth it camo, so I think that's why it was a lot more hype for me getting it. Because I think Atomic was a really cool camo on paper, especially because it was an animated version of Damascus, basically. And similarly, I got all the guns with Atomic on there. And I think overall, that camo grind was probably the most fun because the last two challenges were all related to attachments. I definitely think I liked that more than Modern Warfare 2's. But I think the idea of basically getting camos that work universal on all guns, that you can unlock for one gun that unlocks for every other gun that you can use after you've unlocked it type thing, I think it's very unique and I like that. A big critique that I have seen a lot of people say that I do kind of have to agree about is I definitely wasn't a huge fan of the attachment unlocking system. I did think it was a little convoluted and how you unlocked guns and stuff. I think it was a little convoluted, but at the same time it was like, if you're going for the camo grind anyway, you're going to unlock them all eventually. It's just on day one, and as a new player, it is very daunting to unlock everything in one, basically, within the first 55 levels. But, yeah, I do understand where people came from with that, and I will say it didn't bother me specifically, because I was just playing to get the guns leveled up anyway, so it didn't really matter. As for the maps, I actually might have to pull up a list of the maps, because I don't know them off the top of my head. And also, I will specify, we're going to be talking mainly multiplayer. I will do a video, or at least for now, I will mention when I bring up campaign. As for maps, most of them I felt were solid. I know there was a couple outliers in there that weren't that great. I'm just going to be talking over the entire spec of everything. Like, I thought Breenberg was pretty good. Albaran Hatchery, I think it was a good one if you were going for camos and long shots, and Shoot House was in rotation. Albagra Fortress was fun. I think it was probably a really good map. Crown Raceway, another good map for long shots. Dome, classic map, was super fun to play whenever it was in rotation as a 24/7. El Asilo, or El Asilio, El Asilo. I thought it was an okay map. Again, great for long shots. Embassy, another good map. I thought it was really, really nice. Felt very fun to play on. Didn't feel too camp heavy. Farm 18, great map from the beta. I think it was honestly one of the better maps in the game. Hillmat Expo, one that came in, I think it's in Tier 3. I really like the vibe and the colors in this map. I think layout-wise it was kind of okay. I've seen worse. Kuro Village from Season 6, I was alright with. I think it was interesting in concept. Coonstar District from Season 5, I thought was a decent map. Also, if you hear yelling, my dog is having a fit because everyone's having dinner. La Casa from Season 6, I thought was really good. Mercado Las Almas. I think it was actually really, really fun. Probably one of my favorite maps. Paleo's Lighthouse, another one I really liked. Paleo's Lighthouse. I know it was a dark map, but I think it was really, really fun. Especially on like objective maps like Hardpoint, Domination. Those were really fun. Puntamor, I was indifferent on. I think it was Season 5 or 6. Send a border crossing one of the launch maps. I was okay with it. I thought it was a fun map for S&D where you just throw one grenade and you get a chain of kills because cars everywhere. Obviously Shipment, Shoot House, the Camo Grind map, super fun. Showdown, I've had some really good games on Showdown, and I really, really like it. I think I never really played COD 4, so I didn't really get to experience it, but I know the map layout, obviously. Strike, I didn't like Strike. I don't like Strike that much. I understand it's a COD 4 map, it's classic, I'm not really a fan of it. Turok, I know a lot of people really didn't like this map in 66. I thought it was fine. I think it was good for long shots if you're playing hardcore, trying to get those like more, like the semi-auto marksman rifles and the semi-auto, or the semi-auto like battle rifles and all those, really good for that. Valderis Museum, which was a beta map, which was added in later. I think in terms of quality of the map, I think the layout is fine. I just think it being introduced in a beta, then not being seen for, 3 seasons, was a little weird. Funtel Waterfront, again, another amazing map. One of my favorite maps in terms of, like, the colors, the vibe, the layout's decent. The water's a little annoying, but it's fine. Zarqua Hydroelectric, another great map that I really like. And I didn't play much Ground War, but all the Ground War maps I really enjoyed decently. The only really thing I didn't like out of the Ground War maps was, it felt like there was like none of them. I really felt there was no Ground War maps, really. Which was weird coming from me, somebody who really doesn't mind Ground War, especially for trying to go for the sniper long shots, which, by the way, really fun. But then it's going to bring us to sort of the mode, or not modes, but the problem with a lot of the maps is these are the COD community, they can't decide on whether or not they want remakes or new maps, because it's never one or the other. Because if we get too many remakes, people are saying, oh, there's no original maps, or there's no new maps. But then if we get a bunch of original maps, everyone says, oh, these maps suck, bring back remasters. You can't win in that fight. I will say we definitely got a lot of really solid new maps, and all the remakes we got were decent. But I will stand by this. I don't care either way as long as the maps play good. I don't want a map like Strike coming back. As much as I know people hated it, I also don't want a map like the one Euphrates Bridge from Modern Warfare 2019. I love that map visually. That map sucks to play on. I only ever like playing on it once, and that was for long shots. I'm not going to be talking about Warzone at all, but I will touch on things that involve events. We're going to start off with the first major one, which was the FIFA event, I believe it was, where we had like the football players. Messi, I forget, I have to go to the list here. I have the game open because I want to remember. We have Messi, Pogba, and I forget the other person's name. Neymar Jr. I thought it was an interesting event, to say the least. It was different, and I liked it. That we had like a little bit of something to go off of. But other than that, it was just football or soccer for us in the U.S. But other than that, it was just kind of there, I guess. That was during Season 1. Season 2, we ended up getting Klaus, which was just meant to be like a Santa skin, which was very interesting. We also got Shredder from TMNT, which is very fun. I think it was very different. That was like sort of like them leaning into the, let's have a little bit more fun and have a little bit more of the goofiness. So we already had the football players, which is one thing. Shredder was definitely the step towards that. We're going above and beyond to get some more collaboration stuff done, and I really like it. That was during Season 2. Season 3 brought us Kevin Durant, who, unfortunately, up until basically he came out, I was like, who? I feel bad. I just don't know basketball that much, so I feel bad not knowing. Season 4 brought us the YouTuber skins, or the streamer skins. I'm not going to talk about that, because that's a whole other can of worms, and let's just say I wish I could refund those skins and have them taken out of my inventory indefinitely. Season... and I think that was also the same season as Kevin Durant. Maybe. I can't remember. I actually, unfortunately, don't know. We also had the collaboration with The Boys, which I think was, for me, the point of where I was like, okay, they are learning from they know what makes COD fun, and that is just making the game unnecessarily broken for a few weeks, just for the sake of an event. And I will stand by this, I had more fun playing in The Boys with Temp V, the Boys event in Warzone on Vondel, with the Temp V, than I have in the entirety of Warzone, ever. Which is saying something, because I'm not a huge Warzone player. I really don't like Warzone that much, so to have an event like that really take off was very fun. We also had the 50 Years of Hip Hop, which is very fun. Nothing super huge in terms of the event, like an in-game event. But we also had Lara Croft. We had Lara Croft, I think, in that same season. But we had Snoop Dogg, Nicki Minaj, and 21 Savage added to the game, which I think was funny. That was sort of like me. I was just like, all right, sure, I would like more fictional characters, but I'll take celebrities because it's interesting. It's fun. It's definitely a little bit more fun to basically be able to say that you could be in a car with Nicki Minaj, Snoop Dogg, Lara Croft, Homelander, and Shredder. And it's just like, this is Call of Duty, and I know a lot of people say it's like, oh, it's turning into Fortnite. It's like, that's what makes Fortnite fun, is the crossover stuff. And it's funny. Not because it's stupid, it's funny because it's like, they got away with this, and people are enjoying it. I know a lot of people, it breaks the immersion, but it's like, listen, COD's not a realistic shooter. You want realism? Go play something like Tarkov or Battlefield or something. I'm here to play a funny arcade shooter game and watch people's body go sent to outer space when they get hit by explosive, alright? Then during Season 6, we obviously had the entirety of The Haunting and the Halloween theme. Halloween and Spawn theme. We have, obviously, Spawn, or Al Simmons, voiced by Keith David himself from Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat version of Spawn. We have Alucard from Hellsing Ultimate. We have Ash Williams, voiced by Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2 specifically. Skeletor from frickin' God, what is it called? I forget what it's called, but like He-Man, Skeletor, like that sort of thing. Oh, 1 second. Sorry about that. But yeah, and then we had Lilith and, forgive me if I butcher his name, Inarius from Diablo 4, which was a collaboration I expected we would have gotten something like this sooner since it's Activision Blizzard King. Which I hope, as much as I hate that I'm going to say this, I hope we get an Overwatch crossover. Because it would be funny. And I think it would make so many people angry. And just as another thing that we got, I'm going to butcher this. The Warriors from Dune, not Doom, Dune, D-U-N-E. Sardaukars? Or Sardaukar? I don't like Dune, so I really don't give a shit. As an operator that came out as of me recording this on the 2nd. And we also got the, we also got, the Doom Tracer Pack, which I think is the funniest thing ever. That the game was so broken over a attachment you can unlock just for the sake of a Doom bundle, which I will say I'm going to plan on doing a video playing zombies with the Doom shotgun to let you know how that is. We also got a zombie skin for Cleo and a witchcraft witch skin for Callisto that I think are really good, and also a pumpkin head operator for Fender. Obviously we had the event during season 5 for the Shadow Company, Shadow Siege stuff. That was very interesting and very fun. But I will just stand by this till the day I die. I still think having the crossovers, we had a Crash Bandicoot stuff come in that was like a crossover. And we also had, I think that was like really the only other, yeah, we had like a Crash gift pack. We had that whole thing with, Crash. And then that was really mainly about it, but like, I love Call of Duty at its best when it's embracing the goofy, fun nature of the game. And I think that's just truly where it is when it comes to Call of Duty. And that's why I think the event modes that we got, like the different haunted versions of LSEO and Embassy, the third-person zombie perspective is definitely more fun. Trick or Treat with scare packages, Drop Zone with scare packages where they can randomly jump scare you. And then obviously in Warzone Haunting, you have everything going on. Which is a perfect example is why Zombies doesn't have PvP, by the way. If you haven't played DMZ, you'll understand. As for the overall events that we had, in terms of, like, the in-game stuff outside of skins, Trophy Hunt was fine. I think the Vondel one was also fine. Haunting, again, fine. All of these events that we had, I think, were fine. I definitely think they could have been executed a little bit better. But it just falls onto more of the problem that COD has. That people hated supply drops so much and wish they could buy things from the store directly. And now everything you want is in the store. And it's either overpriced or not worth $20. You know? But yeah, I'm honestly fine with it. I've kind of just stopped giving a shit at this point. And yeah, it's more or less just how I feel about everything. When it comes to the bundles, I've stood by this. I still think the Battle Pass, well, I do like Battle Pass in concept. I still think the fact that we don't have a way of earning stuff, more things for free, sucks. Especially for people who only maybe can buy the game and can't buy every bundle. Give us a way to earn stuff, Activision. Something. More things in the store should be accessible to players who come to this game for it. You know, because once you bring in players, I understand when you bring in players, you want them to spend money. But you should give them an opportunity to earn something for grinding. Because that player retention is really what sells to your investors, is that retention. So if you can get them coming back and getting them to earn stuff for free, I think, at least in my opinion, that's sort of what's going to get you that retention, is giving something for people to grind for that isn't just XP and camos. give them something to grind for. Maybe not operators. I feel like operators is a fair thing where, like, maybe at least the season they come out, they're locked to purchase. But if you could earn them somehow by, like, earning a bundle or earning at least their base skin, that'd be cool, you know? That being said, I'm nearing the end of this footage, so I'll basically sort of touch on Warzone as a whole. The maps we got were Al Mazrah, Ashika Island, Vondel, and then we had like a section of Al Mazrah taken out for Al-Baghdad Fortress. Overall, I think these maps are better than what we got during Warzone 1. I wasn't a huge fan of Verdansk. I've made it very clear. I think Verdansk is a really bad map on paper. Don't get me wrong, I do have memories of Verdansk that are good. It's just, I think on paper that map is really not that great for the average player. Caldera, I definitely see the hate for it. I think I did prefer it. Fortune's Keep, mwah, beautiful. Love that map. That's why I love Vondel. It's so good. It's perfectly, like, chaotic, but not so overly, like, vertical that doesn't ruin the experience. Ashika Island was okay. I think it was a really fun map to spectate on. For all the Rebirth rats, which, speaking of which, Rebirth, I still think is a little boring, because it's Alcatraz, and I prefer Alcatraz more. Al-Baghdad Fortress, I'm indifferent on, just because it's a section of Verdansk, and they're really short games, and I'm not a huge fan of it. As for the limited time modes that we had, there weren't many. In fact, there was a whole total of 2 that I could think of. We had the soccer mode, and then the Tent V stuff. And obviously the Haunting, that's different though. Because that's just BR at night, with different things going on. Zombie Effects, obviously being a video I did on already. But I definitely think Modern Warfare 3 has a lot of shoes to fill in terms of capturing the audience back. And from what I've been hearing about the campaign, it's very short. But I'm still going to give it an honest shot because I will stand by this. Play something before judging it, because you cannot form a good enough opinion without experiencing it. I understand if you can sit through a campaign playthrough, but I always recommend if you do that, make sure you do it with somebody who's not commentating over it. Because that will ruin your experience, and you will then be biased to their opinion, not your own. Regardless, I haven't much else to say, other than thank you guys for the support recently. We are 20 away from 400 subs. I don't have anything special planned for 400. I do have some things planned for 500. Nothing huge, but it's something. I'll basically leave it as a surprise for what that is. It is series related, but I will leave it as a surprise. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy it, be sure to like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I'm on the road to try and hit 1K by the end of the year. With Modern Warfare 3 being, as of me recording this, 7 days away, and the campaign being already out, which I'm actually going to go record the first episode of it right after this. With that being literally right around the corner, and the inevitable zombies grind that I'm going to subject myself to for my own, to see if I can break my own sanity, with it, which is 100 guns, by the way, because we're getting the Modern Warfare 2 weapons in Modern Warfare 3, remember. It would mean a lot to you, even if you just subscribe, and if you don't enjoy the content you're seeing, feel free to unsubscribe. I won't be affected. I'll be hurt by it, because that number that I like seeing go up will go down, but I understand if the content's not for you, don't worry about it. If you're willing to support me in a more personal way, maybe contribute towards me getting a better PC so we can play more custom zombies and PC games, there's a code link in the description. I need to properly put a throne in there. I think starting in next year, I'll put my throne gift link in there. But if you're curious, I think I have it on my Twitter, or X. You can go check it out over there. I'll probably tweet it out when this video is being tweeted out. So just go on my Twitter, you should be able to find it. But yeah, that being said, thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe once again. Thank you guys for the support again, and I'm excited to see what Modern Warfare 3 brings, as well as all the other content that I have planned. And, yeah. Maybe I'll get my first Warzone ones. Maybe I'll get my first Warzone solos win. Because I get plenty in Fortnite, and it makes me angry. Which, by the way, I'll be doing a video on Fortnite OG. Expect that probably Tuesday or Monday. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Modern Warfare 3 campaign. Bye.